Been a long day, about to be a long night. Been a long day, about to be a long night. Been a long day, about to be a long night. Been a long day, about to be a long night. Been a long day, about to be a long night. Been a long day, about to be a long night.
Hey,
that.
yeah, that
Ooh.
was dope. That looked real dope.
Woohoo.
We're supposed to have a whole little intro now, but we'll gloss over that because that was sweet. How you like that, Sarah?
I love it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty sick.
I did all those things with you in mind.
Thank you.
Because oh yeah, well let me tell everybody what's going on. All right, Coffee at Night. This is the new show. It's me and Sarah. It's not Tony Tuesdays anymore. The show has its own identity. Has nothing to do with me anymore. This is me and Sarah. Coffee at Night. We want to welcome everybody. My name's Tony. Her
And
name is
she's
her. Her name
Sarah.
is Sarah. And cheers to everyone. If you're drinking
We got
coffee,
our
hold it
coffee at
up.
night.
Yeah. If you got anything else, you can hold that up too. It doesn't matter. Take a sip. All
That's
right.
good stuff.
So well,
I'm in fall mode, and I bought pumpkin spice creamer, and
you like pumpkin stuff?
sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Like, I discovered very quickly that I don't like pumpkin spice creamer for my, like, I can make, like, I make a really badass, like, homemade from scratch pumpkin spice latte. It's phenomenal. But
Do you grind up the pumpkin skin and put it? I mean, what makes it
you
pumpkiny?
you cook the milk with the pumpkin for the latte part of it.
Mm.
And then you do your espresso and your pumpkin, and then you get a little whipped cream on the top. Amazing.
I don't think I've ever had a latte.
They're good. If you do it right, they're good.
What's the
But
difference?
this
What's the
was
difference between a latte and coffee, though?
like the milk, like just the way it's made.
Oh,
That's all.
I'm too
Like
old for milk.
there's so many different, and I don't do like dairy milk most of the time, but it is what I've got. It is what it is.
What's your favorite coffee creamer?
I normally go with hazelnut. Anything is
Oh
usually
yeah.
my jam.
Oh, that's dope. That's my favorite one too. Okay, the most important question: if you don't have any creamer, would you substitute milk and sugar, or would you just wait until you had some creamer?
I do not do sugar in my coffee ever.
No, not at all.
No, no sugar.
So would you use milk as a substitute?
If I had almond milk, yes,
Mm. Okay.
I'll
All
do
right.
almond milk. I'm trying to get away. Like, if I have to, I'll do milk, but I don't put a lot in my coffee anyway. I keep it pretty straightforward, just a little splat, like something just to change the color a little bit.
So you drink? That's
And
I should do that with my alcohol. People will ask me what do I chase it with. I say I don't chase it with anything. I just need a drop for the color.
yeah,
You just drinking hardcore straight like coffee.
as close as I can to it.
Jeez, my
Like,
knees.
I don't like
Ooh.
to. Like, I try to, I'm trying to like cut sugar, which I haven't put sugar in my coffee for years and years and years. Like, I just don't. That's too much. Like, because you don't realize how much you're putting in there. You're just like, and then
Yeah,
the next
I
thing you
hate when I
know,
put too much because I used to use the spoon and then I just kind of just like I just hit it real quick. But some days I don't grab the bag correctly and I can hear it go, and I'm like, fuck, it's too much. But I'm not pouring out that coffee.
no. But you get to the bottom of the cup and you're just drinking like a
Uh,
river of sugar, and
it's like it's
I can't
coffee
do that.
syrup. It's
Yeah,
coffee syrup.
I
Well,
don't like
well,
that. So
congratulations on this new show and welcome to your seat.
yes,
And we're gonna have some
you
fun,
too.
guys. So you guys, thank you, sister. Everybody tap in. We're gonna have fun. We got all kind of people coming on tonight. We got a guy named Dallas Penn, and some of you guys should know who Dallas Penn is because he was a big deal on the internet quite some time. He still is, but he was everybody was talking about Dallas Penn for a while. He'll be tapping in pretty soon. Sarah, I
Speaking
want to.
of,
Oh, he's here.
he's here.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Hello, Dallas.
What's up? What's up, DP?
Internets, what's going on, y'all? What's going on?
What's going on with you? How you doing, Uncle?
Chilling, man.
Yeah.
This just kind of throws you outside.
I wanted to kind of prep. I wanted to kind of put my makeup on. I wanted to kind of get my face and do my eyebrows.
Nah, see, you know what happened? We were supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but we on CP time. So we didn't. We just literally just jumped on here a couple of minutes ago.
We've been
running late.
We're running like 5 minutes into the show right now. So.
Yeah, cause see, this is a new format. So you the first guest on the new show. It was Tony Tuesdays before this, but we did some stuff. It's coffee at night now. You the first guest, brother.
Oh shit! All right, damn. All right.
Yeah,
next time I come on with y'all, I'll be ready. I'll have my cannabis beside me. I'll
absolutely.
Be ready to rock.
Yeah, because we don't have guests, we have visitors. You come in to visit with us and hang out for a little while.
That's a bet.
But
good to see you.
I had to have you on the show, man, because this is some, this is like full circle right here. All the stuff that I do, I give you and Combat your props, and I give Giandra her props because y'all really ushered me into this thing and made it possible for me to have a voice in the beginning and all that shit. And I know I say that on the internet all the time, but I can really tell you that right now to your face that I appreciate that.
And Sarah, can I just tell you that this is the first time that Grands and I have spoken in real time after a decade at least of internet's chatter, of comment room, comment thread chatter.
And we've texted a few times.
Yes. I mean,
we texted a few times.
And we know each other's voices from our social, our social contributions. But it's good to. I feel like I'm actually finally meeting you right now.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
And bringing the people together with this.
Absolutely. Coffee at night. You drink coffee at night, Uncle? You got some coffee?
I mean, I'll fuck with some kombucha.
Yeah.
I'll fuck with some. Yeah. I'll fuck with some.
That's close enough.
Yeah. I'll fuck with. I mean, I used to be a vodka at night type dude back in the weblog days, just so I could just rip through and stay up to on my time 3-4 in the morning. Writing articles and getting things ready for the coming day. But now that I'm washed and I'm old now, I mean, normally like this is past my bedtime. I'm going to bed I'm going to bed at 9:30, 10. You know what I mean? I hit that bowl in the morning. I hit that bowl at night. Boom. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I ain't mad at you. But you deserve that though, because you put in a lot of work on these internets, brother. And for whoever don't know, I will let them know you put in a lot of work. I'm talking about from the internet celebrities, talking about from your website. So I will go from Combat Jack's website to your website to Bo's website, then to Double XL and to the source. And that's where I would get all my inspiration. So while you were staying up late writing your articles, I'm staying up late trying to see what y'all cats are doing so I can prepare my stuff for the next day too. And that was a lot of work. And I know it was because I used to do it, writing the articles, getting the pictures, doing the editing, getting everything right the way you want it. That was a lot of work, brother. So you deserve to go to bed at 9:30. you earned that.
Yeah. I don't mind being washed neither.
But you're not washed. You're not washed.
It's great though. It's fine though. And at the same time too, I've gotten a perspective where I understand too. I really want to see the young people take over the shit. I really want to see them shine and come into their own. So it's, for everything, there's a season. I mean, we still outside, and we still, watching things go on because, I mean, you just because you watch don't mean you totally give up.
No doubt.
Quit. I still want to watch just so that when the tsunami comes, maybe I see it in advance and I got my kayak ready and I'm ready to,
Right.
But, it's everything has a season, and I just love watching and waiting for that next thing, because that's the real excitement for me is what's next. I mean, we know what we've done and we know what's now, but what's next?
Yeah, that's the one and only reason. That's the one and only reason I'd want to live forever, just so I could see what's next. I don't want to be here forever and watch everybody die and the world collapse. But I am curious about what's next, because everything has a season. I'm not saying my seasons are done, but a lot of things that I would do when I was a younger man, I'm not interested in. I want to see what they're gonna do now.
That's right.
It's the changing of the guards.
Oh, we welcome that. We welcome that. I mean, you shouldn't have to be an infantryman all your life.
No doubt.
And at the same time too, I mean, even generals have to retire.
No doubt.
Generals should retire, please.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No
everything,
doubt.
but everything in due time. But
go relax and write your life story.
Right. Right.
Like that's what you do after that.
Or just sit in that rocking chair and enjoy the breeze. You know, just sit in a rocking chair, watch people go by, enjoy the breeze. Oh, I got a habit right now. So I live in Brooklyn, and the area in Brooklyn is called Crown Heights. It's actually now called Prospect Heights. It was normally Crown Heights when I was a kid, but you know, shit had to get switched up, gentrification, blah blah blah. Now it's Prospect Heights, and like we be having dog walkers and joggers and all kind. So whenever I see somebody jogging and they ain't got no shirt on, it's always a dude, of course. I yell out, "I see titties!" My wife blushes when I do it. She hates when I do it, but I do it every time. I love it. I love it. So
how's your wife doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good. Keeping me together, keep me alive.
That's good.
You know,
that's good.
And doing her thing too. You know, doing what she does on her side, man. But just we keeping it together, man. Keeping it together and trying to see what's next. Grams.
Well, shout out to Chocolate Snowflake, man. That's what's up.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You got to call her Siesta if you ever.
That's You're right. I know better. You're right. That's true. I know better.
Only I can,
You're right. I'm
because I catch heat for that. I catch heat for that.
We're gonna have to. I remember. We're gonna have to edit that out.
That's all right.
We're
now
live.
let me ask you this.
Messed it up.
For real. I always want to ask, what happened with the Combat Jack show when you left?
I mean, I departed so many different times. I mean,
and wait, hold on. Let me preface that, not to cut you off, but let me preface that with saying, for the most part, you and him started the hip hop podcast scene. I mean, nobody was doing it before that, and the people that were, it wasn't a podcast. It was people recording their conversations, recording their little chill sessions. But you guys really turned the hip hop podcast.
People were podcasting, absolutely. People will remind you that Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds had their joint, Juan Epstein.
Okay.
I actually had a podcast
before the Combat Jack show.
Before the Combat Jack show.
Really?
The Internet, the Internet. Okay. I called it the Internet show, and I mean, I probably still got the joints recorded on a hard drive. We had about 12 to 15 episodes. The production that I was doing at the time with internet celebrities, weblogging, everything I was doing, and podcasting, it just was too much. And at the time, podcasting in 2008 was so niche and so really just not being followed. I wasn't getting the feedback at the time that made me say, "Oh, I want to." This is what it is. I was getting more feedback through YouTube content. And I was totally convinced. I was like, yo, we as a culture are post-literate. So all this
I remember that.
Dead.
Yeah, I remember when you started that movement.
Weblogs are dead. Not that we can't read, Grams, but why read?
Yeah, I remember that. Because I started posting more videos after you said that because it made sense. I saw it happening.
I mean, it's just people want to get their content through what I call dynamic visual. Oh shit, what did I call? I call it dynamic visual because it's not just still images, but even moving images. Because the funny thing about a video is that you're married to the screen while you're consuming that. Where a podcast now, jamming thing about a podcast, like a radio show, is I can do dishes and fuck with a podcast. I can I can do all kinds of other things and listen to a podcast and even be engaged with a podcast while I'm doing these other things. But video is real oppressive to your time because you're married to the screen. Well, you're stuck at that screen. You're stuck watching something. When you can't do anything else with any good aplomb. You know what I mean? Your attention is on that screen. So I was just like, man, we are really, we're really being hijacked, but this is the way we're going. So I didn't value what the podcast space would have been in 2008. And it wasn't until A. King, who was the original producer of the Combat Jack show, grabbed me up and was like, yo, I want to do a radio show with you, an internet radio show. And no one was calling it. If you call the podcast, people was like, what are you talking about? Radio show? Oh, we can all fuck with. Oh, I know radio shows. I mean, Howard Stern was a great star in Buckwell. I mean, we knew what radio was.
Yeah.
But you told somebody in 2008, 2009, 2010, we're gonna do a podcast. They're like, what the are you talking about?
What's a podcast?
Yeah. So it was pitched as an internet radio show. And I said, oh, King, let me bring this dude in because he'd be excited about it. And that was Combat. It was Reggie. And we spoke with King. This is in 2010. We spoke with King, and they had zero budget. So I was kind of like Frosty on it. And a year later, King, Combat, and the dude who owned that space that we recorded at, PNC Radio, kind of came together and made a little agreement. And Reg was like, yo, come do it with me. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it with you.
Nice. Yeah,
I'll do it with
that
you.
was a good time. I think I called in on the first show. I think the first or the second show. I called in and chatted with y'all real quick. Yeah, those are good times, man. Rest in peace, Combat. Those are good times, man. Without that point in time happening, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at my job. You know, I quit my job.
I don't see it, Grant. I don't believe that. I believe your trajectory was still moving in that way. You and I, without all those connections, you and I wouldn't know each other. But I still feel like your trajectory was moving in a certain. I feel like all of our trajectories are moving in a certain way. All right, trust me. The sun is throwing mad radiation at this planet. It comes in a sine cosine wave, and that wave makes you vibrate a certain way. It makes you do things a certain way. And you do things a certain way, and you was going to do it that way regardless. Maybe not with the connections that you made, but you was going to move in this general direction. Because right now, Sarah, right now there's 20,000 people at a Donald Trump rally somewhere.
True. Like I think you're 100% right. We're all going to get to where we're supposed to be. Some of us just don't follow the signs or don't pay attention to what we're supposed to be, and it takes us longer to get there. It takes us longer to open our eyes to what we're supposed to be doing.
This is true too, and oftentimes you got to have the courage to say, "Oh shoot, I've got to change to become the person that I want to be." Because we be wanting to be somebody, but that means changing the person that we are now. Yeah. That's not a bad thing. We know there's no moral value, bad or good, but you got to change. And Grant, you had to leave that job.
I had to. They said, you're gonna leave? I can't believe you leaving. I said, I can't believe you staying. I'm out of here. They said, well, why don't you just take a week off, take a vacation? I said, I can't. I have to go. When I left, I was kind of crying. I said, y'all, I don't want to leave you guys, but I literally have to go. Yeah. Every job I've ever had, I said, I'm not gonna be here for a long time. Why not? Because I got shit to do.
Yeah, take that.
I got shit to do. Still right now, I got shit to do. But it's following your heart, following those vibrations, realizing that it's only one lifetime, man. And or if there's multiple ones, I don't know about those, so I can't speak on those. But for this one, I'm gonna squeeze the milk out of it for as much as I possibly can.
That's right.
As much as I possibly can.
How do they make milk out of nuts?
She was just talking about almond milk.
I love almond milk.
I mean, almond milk is the jam, but I'm gonna tell you what. Almond milk is poverty. Macadamia milk.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
Sarah, can you co-sign this right now? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, almond milk is the jam. I fucks with almond milk when my pocket ain't right. When my pocket is on, when I'm up, I'm getting macadamia milk.
Okay.
My problem is that I'm in Oklahoma, so I'm out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and it takes a little longer. Takes a little longer for everything to trickle its way into us. So, like, if I go to the store here, I'm getting almond milk because that's what's here. But now, if I go somewhere,
I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. The internet's not only has the internet flattened the world, the internet has made the world concave.
Yes,
because the people over here can see what the people over here is doing at the same time.
Absolutely, at the same time.
All right, it's not even a round world no more. Because when it was a round world,
damn, that's crazy.
Here couldn't see what the people over here was doing, right? But the internet made everything concave. Now we can watch it all at the same time.
You're right.
So I don't care what burg you in, what cave you think.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna roll.
Thought to do that though. Like,
I'm gonna go outside and roll a carton of almond milk down the street, and eventually it should get to you.
Throw it up in the air.
Yep, I'm gonna keep on throwing it up while the world is spinning.
Go down, grab me some macadamia milk, and just grab you a slingshot.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And
I
now
don't know why I've never thought like, oh, hey, I should just hop on Amazon and order that, because you are 100% right. Like when I go to California and I swing by like Ralph's or wherever, I'm like, yes, give me some macadamia nut milk. This is amazing.
Does macadamia milk have to be refrigerated?
Not until you open it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because see, like you'll go to, when you go to the grocery store, you'll see like the almond milk and stuff that's already refrigerated, and then if you go a couple aisles over, there's some more sitting on the shelf.
Nice.
Right. It's the same thing. I mean, once you crack once I open up most things that I consider perishable, I like to refrigerate them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know? I don't leave anything out. I don't leave any ketchup out, any mustard out, none of that stuff. Except syrup.
Okay, syrup is legit. Syrup is valid.
Yeah.
Mustard can be left out. Hot sauce can or cannot be left out. I prefer
I can't do.
I like
it. I can't do cold hot sauce.
Really?
It's just too weird for me. Like, I don't know, hot mustard gives it too much mustardness. I need to have a little less a little chill on it. A little bit, because mustard low key is nasty. I love mustard. I put it on all my food, but it's pretty gross. Mustard is I've acquired the taste with my food. But like if if some mustard falls into the burger wrapper, if a piece of mustard, a piece of cheese, and a piece of ketchup falls to the burger wrapper as I eat my last bite, I might scoop up that ketchup and that cheese with my finger. But I don't want that mustard. I don't want that loose mustard. Loose chili.
You still young, Grant. You still young. Your palate gotta develop that.
Yes, sir.
That love of mustard.
Yes, sir.
I
gotta get some macadamia mustard.
Sarah, I was gonna speak, but I was gonna cut you off. Sarah, what do you like to do?
Like at home, I like the hot sauce in the refrigerator. Now, if I'm going to a Mexican restaurant or something like that, it's for some reason, if it's cold when it comes to the table at the Mexican restaurant, it's weird. Like I'm used to seeing them because I go to all those little mom and pop type places where it's just in a big old jug and they made it this morning. If it's cold, that means they've had it for a while and either they had a bad day or it's not a good batch. But when they're bringing it, like when I see them pouring it into the little bowl in that big old jug, I'm like, yes, here we go. This is gonna be so good.
Sarah, the only Mexican restaurants you got to trust, you got to go look in the kitchen. If you see grandma in the kitchen,
yes.
If you see some kids like strapped to one of them backpacks and mom is cooking, trust that food.
Oh yes.
Trust whenever I see grandma or a mom with her kid on her back, like doing, I'm trusting this food.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm trusting that food.
My favorite place ever here is, and I mean the kitchen's open. You can see back into the kitchen. It's this little guy. He's gotta be pushing 70 by now. But he is there every single day, open to close. If you go in and he is not there, turn around and leave because something is wrong. And you better start praying for that old man because that place
sweat
is going
is in
down.
that salsa.
Oh God. And it's so
his hair is in that salsa.
Everything is so good, and it doesn't even matter.
DNA samples.
Yeah, he's got his little cap on, but like they're not back there with gloves on. Yeah. No way. And if you walk into a Mexican restaurant, they got gloves on, leave. You don't want that food. No, you need the love. You need that DNA. Love. Let them. That's right. Need all that.
That's you need that DNA.
I was brushing my teeth just this morning, and I'm like, how did my wife's hair get in my toothbrush?
Happens to me too.
I gotta go talk to her about that. I'm wondering if that was some kind of like, she was saying something to me.
And that happened to me twice.
I do have to do my chores. I do, but I was gonna save cleaning the bathroom until Saturday. But that little hair in the toothbrush was kind of like, that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't understand why that happened either, but I didn't question it. I just pulled it out. Right. Kept it on pushing. And now if it had been some short curlies, then I'd have to have a conversation and see what's going on.
That's funny. That's funny. That's right. Because I haven't said anything yet. And you know what? Once we get to tomorrow, if I know her right, she's gonna pull that 24-hour exemption on me. Which is like, if you haven't mentioned it in 24 hours, it's not valid.
It's not that important.
If you got an issue, you gotta address it. You cannot let it sit and stew.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta open it up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
can't come
gotta
back
get to
next
it.
week and be like, last
That
week there was your hair was in my toothbrush. She's
that
gonna
was
be
my
like, I
rule.
don't know.
That was my
Mm-mm.
rule. I hit her with that rule. I hit her with that rule. I hit her with that rule.
and,
I'm like, yo, I did
she's
something.
waiting. She's waiting to
So
use it back on you.
I mean, you already know. And it stops you sometimes from making that move too. Stops you sometimes from beefing, because you be like, oh
Mm-hmm.
shoot, yeah, I remember my rule.
Yep,
Damn.
I can keep myself in check. Now,
So
brother, what's on your creative horizon right now? You working on some stuff, or what you got going?
I'm working on a couple of things. Mainly, I want to develop a series of graphic novels that describe my stories as a teenager growing up in New York, and the stories of other kids that I interconnected with. So I mean, I've been reading a bunch of graphic novels, and looking for artists, and trying to get into the mechanics of creating a comic book / graphic novel. And I
Nice.
feel like it's just a dope medium. A lot of great visual content now is getting pulled from graphic novels and made into TV shows, movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not just the Marvel and DC superhero stuff, but just all kinds. I mean, Walking Dead was from a series of graphic
Yeah,
novels.
yeah.
So it's a fun medium, and because I still write, but I don't feel like books. I don't feel like books will be attractive to the people whose attention that I want to secure. So I want young minds, young eyes, and I want the things that I feel like they get excited for. So that's kind of the medium that I want to present this, so that I can be attracted to young people, and they can get to these stories and kind of get to the lessons that'll be inside these stories.
Nice. Yeah, that's dope, man. What pushed you towards the graphic novels? Just because you were like, yo, let me see what's up with that.
You know what? It's something I like, and I mean, but I like a lot of things. And I mean, I like books, and I got a tremendous library. I like video. Who doesn't like videos? But I was like, man, what would make this thing, these stories that I'm trying to tell, really exciting? And everyone's been saying to me for years, oh, I need the book, and I'm like, yes, it's a book, but, and I'm like, wait a minute, it is a book, it's a comic book, it's Avengers. But even though you have Avengers, you still had a special comic book for Thor. Thor had his own
Right.
series. Iron Man had his own series. Captain America, Falcon had their own books. So even though these characters came together inside Avengers, they still had their own storylines individually. And I'm like, this is everything I've loved since I was a kid. So let me take this and put this into these stories that I've been writing and developing, and produce it along that line, where you've got this big center line like an Avengers, and all of these stories that kind of undulate in and out of that big center line.
Yeah, that was the draw. Pardon me. That was the draw to the. Well, I call it your website. You would call it. I think you call it a weblog all the time. That was your thing, because nobody else really wanted to latch on to that. You was like, yeah, this is Dallas Penn's weblog. But the draw was the personal stories. The other stuff was fun, and we used to have fun on your website. We used to have a good ass time on DP.com. But the personal stories was like, yo, this was a dope ass story, and you can see the visualization. So that makes total sense to go to a graphic novel, man. Yeah, that's
Thank
dope.
you. Thanks.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because I mean, we've got the stories.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the stories. So I'm looking right now for different artists that I feel like can capture. And the great thing is, I don't want all of the art to have the same look.
Right.
Oh, this is what is going to really be supreme about all these projects, is that I feel like each one I want to give them their own look, to be attractive to the audience that I want to latch into that series, into that space.
Yeah,
So
that's dope.
That's the plan, bro. That's the plan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That sounds real, like it's gonna be real dope, and it's unique. So we're, as creators, we're always looking for something to separate us from somebody else. And usually
Yes.
your vision, not only is your vision going to separate you, but your specified vision of your vision, if that makes
Oh, no
sense. You know what I
question.
mean?
No
And
question.
everybody can't find that place or find that, like, of all the years that we've all been on the internet doing our things, a lot of cats have just disappeared. You know, I always think about, what was his name, Ron Mexico. Ron Mexico. I don't even remember where Ron Mexico was, but he was a writer. I know that wasn't his real name, but he was just like a big name, and he just kind of disappeared. You know, and just
Yeah.
numerous cats, because
Yeah.
you have to change. You got to find that next thing. You got to be somewhat of a visionary for yourself in order to keep on going at whatever it is that you're going. You know what I'm saying?
Grant, you got to be courageous sometimes to say, you know what? I got to leave this space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love y'all. I really love y'all, but I got to leave this space and I got to go somewhere else.
Oh, well, that's kind
You
of why I
know?
left the music. It was
Hmm.
just, it felt like it wasn't my space anymore. Like when
Hmm.
I first got on, and it felt good, but it just, I don't want to say that it wasn't enough, but it was just kind of like, nah, man, this is like, nah, it's more to do. It's more to do. I don't want to be whole. It felt kind of like I was living out a dream from my childhood, and after a
Hmm.
while, I was like, okay, that's enough of that. What are we really here to do? You know what I mean? And
You got to
I
honor
didn't want to
that.
keep forcing it. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Grams, we must honor these things because I'll be honest
Vibrations.
with you too. Not simply vibrations, but really the things that keep us in tune. So when you honor that thing that's moving you, that's rattling you, that's pushing your buttons, it helps you out. It helps you. It keeps you healthy. It it motivates you, and you know what? It's so difficult too because a lot of times you find that you're doing something and other people enjoy it, and you say, "Oh snap! You know, should I just stay here?"
Yeah,
Because people are enjoying it,
yeah,
Yeah.
and you want to make people happy too. You want to see smiles on folks, and you want folks to get enjoyment and information and whatever it is from the things you're doing. But you got to have a lot of courage sometimes to be like, all right, you know what? I know y'all are enjoying this, but I got to leave here.
yeah.
And everyone says, why? And then sometimes people get mad. But it is a marathon, Grants. It's a marathon.
Absolutely,
And when they
absolutely.
see you 5 years down the road and they see you 10 years down the road, they'll forget that they were upset that you changed. And they'll say, oh, man, I always knew you was that. And sometimes you got to be like, yeah, okay. But I remember
Right,
when you threw tomatoes at me when I said I didn't want to sing no more,
right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. My
So,
daughter threw tomatoes at me. She was the first one in line. She said, "You not what, Daddy?
uh-huh.
Tomatoes to your face." She's like, "You're my favorite rapper." I said, "I'm my favorite rapper too, but I think I'm about done." I've used this space up mostly because it's a young man's game.
Mhm.
It really truly is a young man's game. I don't have, or
I'm gonna
me
disagree with you
personally,
on that.
I don't have the stamina, and I don't have the passion. So I'm getting the hell out the way for the people that do have the stamina and the passion. And I don't mind being a fan. I don't
Say
have a
that.
problem
Say
being a
that.
fan.
Say,
Yeah,
say that because I don't mind being a fan, and sometimes I don't even mind not being a fan.
I
I
like to
don't
be a
even
fan.
mind not being a fan.
I
Sometimes,
enjoy the music. I enjoy the music so
okay.
much. Half of the rappers I like listening to, I don't even know their names.
Mm.
I saved the album on my playlist. I got a playlist on Spotify that's 773 hours long.
Mm.
Jeez.
I don't know more than half of the people on there, but I love the music. I love to
Mhm.
listen, and I couldn't listen when I was working because I felt like I was in competition with people, and I'm not in competition with you guys. Let me fall back and enjoy this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
What's the last album you listened to? What's the last work you listened to? I mean, you're up to date with all the pop stuff, right? You're up to date with
the
J. Cole,
last.
with
Oh, you know what? I listened to AZ today. I listened to
okay.
AZ. I dropped off my last ride at the airport and turned on AZ on the way to the house.
You're up to date then. You're up to
Yeah.
date. Um, I listened to one song on Kanye's album. Like after the intro, the song "Jail" with him and Jay-Z. I haven't gone through the rest of the album. And I
I
and
listened. I
and
listened to his whole album.
I'm a fan of Kanye. I ain't gonna front. I mean I listened to the album, but I haven't replayed it. Like I replay. I'm just playing that one song. I haven't even opened up Drake's album yet. I love
Oh,
J.
I
Cole
haven't
as a
either.
person. I love J. Cole as a person. I haven't opened his album up yet. I would say that in my mind right now, I'm not a fan of rap. it feels. I'm not a fan of it right now.
I would say that I am. I would say that I am, but I'm not a fan of any rappers.
Okay.
Because when I stop rapping and just start listening and enjoying it, I consume the music. So like I'll turn it on and just all day long. Before I quit at the DMV, I bought some earbuds. So I pop in one of my earbuds at the beginning of my day, start doing my drives at 8 o'clock, get off at 5 o'clock. The whole day I'm listening to music.
Grands, now you get to be a fan of rap. Now you get to be a fan of it. Before, as someone within the space of working it, I don't think fandom was allowed to you too much, because one of the reasons why as an artist you really can't be a fan too much either is because then you become derivative of the sound that you're really digging. So you have to block everybody out anyway.
You can't
to create your individual sound. So now you can really be a fan.
Yeah, that's been like, like I have been working on some stuff the last few weeks, and I've had to just shut, like I can't listen to me, like in the car for 5-10 minutes. That's it. That's all I can do, because I will be working on something and I'm like, no. I just listened to a song exactly like that, like 2 hours ago or 2 days ago or whatever.
If you're a creative, then that is how it works, because part of the creative process is taking all of the influences that are inside of you and even currently washing over you and putting them into your work currently. You can't not do that as a creator. You can't. I can't, as when I'm writing, I can't be reading Octavia Butler, or I can't be reading my favorite authors, because then I'm gonna get into their bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get into their their language. And so then I gotta close those books. I gotta close them down, and I gotta just listen to my voice. And it's part of the process. But I guess you know what, Grands, I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you said, you know what, I'm gonna do music again, because the perspective that I have right now as possibly a grandfather, the perspective that I have right now. There's a space for it, because music doesn't have an age, and
that's true.
The industry posits these things as, oh, they're for young people now, or it's for straight people now, it's for LGBT, whatever. The industry posits these things as subgenres, but the truth is, art, music, none of that stuff has any age definition.
No doubt. And when I say a young man's sport, I don't necessarily mean that it's only for boys and it shouldn't be for grown ass men. But I mean the amount of endurance and stamina and energy you need to get your voice heard in a sea of so many voices. That's a lot. It takes a lot. So that's not saying that, and I say it's a young man's game. I mean, that's just an old way that I say it. I don't necessarily,
I dig it. I don't want you, even when you say that, Grands, you cause it to be. Even when you say it, you cause it to be.
Oh yeah, those words hold power.
And I'm trying to tell people now, even young cats, when I talk to them and they're rapping, you'll be surprised how many people can live the life they want to live in rooms filled with 40 to 50 people. You don't have to have 1 million people following your Instagram.
Yeah,
you don't have to have millions of followers. You through years develop a core group, and it allows you to go. It allows some guys to go to small room spaces. And again, that could be. Never say never. All I'm just saying is that the time could come 5 years from now, 7 years from now, where you don't mind doing a 50 room space in Houston, a 50 room. A couple of, a 5 city, a 6 city tour.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's true. Yeah, I'm not real good at. I'm not really good at giving myself a lot of credit, but that's true. That's true. You never know.
Plus, you never know. Brands, what if light skinned niggas come back? What if curly hair light skinned niggas come back?
Well, I never went anywhere, brother. I never went anywhere. I've been right here all the time.
I'm just saying, we not been in fashion though. We not been ever since like Wesley Snipes and Michael Jordan knocked us out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
maybe.
Since the 80s, since
Yeah.
the barge, we ain't really been. But when we come back strong, bruh, you're going to be in demand, man. You're going to have a 15, 20 city tour, bruh. They're going to just come to touch your hair. God, just come to touch your hair.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I hope that it's still here for them to touch. I'm holding on as tight as I can. They're gonna have to rub the sides like Sherman Hemsley.
Grands, I seen some things on the internet, bruh.
I'll use them.
You can put something up. They got a whole rubberized kit. I seen a dude put on his cap.
At the very least, I'll chop off some follicles off of my ass and put them on my scalp and hope that they grow. I will sign up for that. Yes. I might sign up for that with no qualms whatsoever. DP, we about to get out of here, brother. I greatly appreciate you blessing me with your presence, man. I'm speaking for me and Sarah. We thank you and appreciate you stopping in, my man.
Great to be here. Great to be here, Sarah. Good to meet you, Sarah.
You too.
I don't know how you and Grands found each other, but I got to get into this story because Oklahoma, Cali, the internet is a magical place.
When I tell you the story, when I tell you the story, you're gonna say, "Oh, that makes sense." Oh, that makes sense. The same way I ended up all these other places. Oh, that makes sense. The vibrations, the universe working in the favor of the people that deserve the favor.
Yes, indeed. The interconnected networks.
You already know, brother. Hey, I love you, man. You take care of yourself, and I'm gonna talk to you soon.
Grants, thank you, Sarah. Great to meet y'all.
Yes, you
Peace,
too.
brother.
All right, Miss Sarah, you doing your other show tonight?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
About to head over there right now.
Okay, so we're gonna get out of here, and I will talk to you soon as well. Everybody, be cool, be safe, and be easy.
Where's Miss Sarah's other show? Is that on OnlyFans? Where's that at?
No, sir. No, I am staying away from that. But I will be live on sleradio.com for the Midnight Morning Show here in about 3 minutes, everybody.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. No, you'll be coming back soon, DP. You're gonna come hang out with us again real soon.
That's a bet. Peace, y'all.
All right. Peace.
Bye.